meet the Asian community. We have an international conference of LibreOffice in Europe every year. And I started to attend a Libre conference since 2015, also to introduce what we are doing in Taiwan. Then, now it's the fourth or fifth Latin America conference, right? So since 2019, we also have actually start from 2018, we have LibreOffice Indonesia. And then in 2019, we have our first LibreOffice Asia. In 2019, we have our LibreOffice Asia in Japan. But then in 2020, pandemic starts, so we stopped all that until this year. And this year, when I was in Bucharest, in Europe, many Gustavo and I have some talk about probably we need more connections between Latin America and Asia. Although meet in Europe will probably cheaper, but we think we may need some more direct connections. So in LibreOffice Asia this year, in October, this year we hold it in Indonesia, in Surakarta. So I gave a talk about introduce Latin American community. Okay, and now I talk a bit about our LibreOffice Asia this year. It's also in university, and I think the participants is probably more than 200. I think 200. Also many the students. Yes. This one is, when I was in Europe, I shot several videos from people and saying hello to the community, to the Asia community. So they made this video. Yeah. So this is in LibreOffice Asia. And this year, I'm very impressed with this one. We have a very young speaker. This one, he's talking about learning vector graphic using Inkscape or Draw. And this speaker is only 15. He's still a junior high school student. And he gives a 10-minute lightning talk in English, not in Indonesia, in English. So we are pretty impressed. He talks about how they learn after school and inside school. Yeah, this is him. So he shows some challenges for their schools. In their schools, they don't have IT lessons, something like that. And after the keynote speak of Lothar and I give the keynote speak, and after that, they came to us, talked to us. Yes, so we took this picture, and this is him and his friend. Yeah, the community member in Indonesia is pretty young, really pretty young. So that is the keynote. Lothar and I gave the keynote as a TDF, introduced TDF and something. And in the bottom half of the talk, I introduced Latin American community members. Yeah, mostly Gustavo gave me the data, and I told them, introduce them, who is doing what, something like that. So now, I will introduce Asian members to you. I'm the first, okay. I've been involved into free software for now probably 30 years when I was in university. Yeah, when I was about 19, I think. But I can, because I major in computer science, of course I can be a developer, but I mainly do the promotion and the translation for the free software. And I'm now also a certified migration consultant and professional trainer. And this is actually a very funny story. I think we have some time, so I can give you this story. When in 2015, that's my first time to attend the LibreOffice conference. And I went to a talk by Lothar. He's introducing the LibreOffice certification program. And at that time, we have already done some work in Taiwanese government. So I told Lothar that, okay, I'm pretty interested in being a certified, that kind is called migration professional. So we have experience of migration, right, into the government. So Lothar is very happy, so he said, okay, you just need to prepare some documents, this, and this, and you can send us, and we can arrange an interview. So I told Lothar that, okay, I have all the documents you want, but they are all in Chinese. And Lothar is just, because they have, they can deal with those documents in English, in Spanish, I think in German, in different language, but not in Asian language, not in Chinese or Japanese. I'm the first Asian member that want to get the certification. So he probably idle for 1 minute, so he just tell me that, okay, you send me the document, we'll see what we can do. So I prepared the document, and I gave some English notes telling them that what this document is talking about the migration plan and the training courses, materials, like something like that. So they arranged the interview on Skype at that time. On Skype with me, because I was in Taiwan, they are in Europe, they are in Boston, I remember. So we arranged the interview online, and from the when it starts, Italo, he's the chairman of the committee. Italo told me that, okay, now we have all your documents, and I know they are all in Chinese, so we have no choice, we have to trust you. That's what he told me. He has no choice because no one can read Chinese. So, okay, we had talked about probably more than 1 hour. And after this, in 2016, in Brno, the director invited me to join the certification committee. So I'm now also helping the Asian members to get the certification. Okay, including from Taiwan, from Japan, and from Indonesia. Okay. Oh, and the picture is not mine. It's not me. It's my younger son. Okay. One day when I bought a new scanner, he's pretty curious. What if he put his head on the scanner? So I just do this for him. Okay. Now this one is from Indonesia. Harris. He's now also a TDF membership committee member. Actually, he is the leader in Indonesia community. So many activities, many conferences there, he's the main leader there. Okay. He and Rania is very active. He's pretty young. He's just in middle 20s, I think. But he not only in development, but also they generate the LibreOffice release video. Have you ever seen this one? Probably no. Okay, probably no audio. But this one is generated. this video is generated by them. Okay. So Rania is also a very active member. And Nugroho, and this Jordan, and this Kuku. I think for the Indonesia community, one of the very pretty strong is that they are pretty good at designing, including the plan design. And they always, okay, just stay here, okay? They complain to me that the templates from the LibreOffice conference is pretty ugly. So anyway, they are very good at designing, so plan design. So actually, this T-shirt is also the design. This T-shirt is for LibreOffice Asia conference this year. Okay. So actually, I think for some reason, if we need some design help from, I think they are a pretty good source. Okay, now this one, Shinji Inoki, he's Japanese, and he is also very active. Now he is also a MC member, and he held really a lot of events in Japan. They call it Mengyong. Mengyong means to study together. Mengyong meeting, study together. You can see that the online hackfest already nearly 200. Nearly 200. I can also show you this because I get notification from them. You can see really a lot. See, really a lot. They have pretty many activities in Japan. Okay, so he is also the main organizer of our first LibreOffice Asia conference in 2019. So this one, Naruhiko is another Japanese community member, also very active. We also attended different conferences in Europe and in Asia, somewhere. Yeah, he is also very active, but he's also mainly doing the promotion. He's also one of the main organizers for LibreOffice Asia. Daehyun is from Korea, and he mainly do the development, contributing to CJK issues to LibreOffice. But I need to say that in Korea, there are very few members, LibreOffice members. And also, they have very different problems for, like we're trying to adopt ODF in Taiwanese government, right? But in Korea, they have faced pretty different problems. Because I can tell you that now in Korean government, the most used file format is not Microsoft format. It's HWP, it's their own company that called Hanken Office. And the format is developed by themselves. Now it's still widely used in government. So the problem, if they want to adopt ODF, the problem they met is pretty different from us in Taiwan or in other countries. Okay, this is from Korea. Now the members from Taiwan. Eric is probably the best speaker I've ever met. He's a pretty good speaker, and I nominated him for the certification, for the professional trainer certification, and what he presented in that interview, because we arranged that time is in Japan, or you say LibreOffice Asia in Japan, in Tokyo, and we arranged a certification interview for 4 or 5 candidates, mostly from Japan, and he's from Taiwan. his presentation is, as far as I know, Italo and the Otao is pretty impressed by his presentation. So after the interview, they told me that they not only give him the certification, they also want him in the certification committee. Okay. So he is. Yesterday I told you about how we do when the Taiwanese government starts to adopt ODF. We have 13 very big experimentation, right, around all Taiwan. And Eric and I are the main speakers in those certifications, or those explanation sessions. Yeah. So he is a man. He's a very important person about trying to promote ODF in Taiwanese government. Okay, Kevin. Kevin is the general manager of OSSII, so he's responsible for the OXOL. And he's also a migration consultant because he has many experience, especially to the commercial companies, right? And because of the, we say now our national versions of LibreOffice or online solutions are mostly customized from OX Office or OX Online. So he's also now one of the key persons that can directly speak to our government. Because when they have some features or problems, they will directly ask him, and he will ask me. If he needs some help, he'll ask me. So we are together pushing this in Taiwanese government. Jeff is a pretty young member. He's now probably late 20s. I know him when he was in universities. When he was about 20 or 22, I forgot. He majored in chemistry, not in computer, in chemistry. But he's pretty active in many different open source communities like Wikimedia or OpenStreetMap. And he's pretty active. He also went to Europe with me several times, both attending the LibreOffice conference or KDE Academy, that we are in America together, right? Yeah. So he's now an employee of OSSI, and he's one of his jobs is to maintain the Docker images of OXOL. Okay, so he's one of our pretty young members. Mark is a very low-profile developer in Taiwan. He works in one government unit, but his contribution to LibreOffice is pretty much, mainly about the CJK issues. Yeah, and his contribution to CJK issues not only solve problems in Taiwan, but also in Japan. So those community members in Japan really appreciate him very much. So that time in LibreOffice Asia in Japan, their website, the introduction to Mark, they put a sentence, something like this. If they know that Mark is in this room, they will be super excited. Something like that, because they appreciate him very much. He really contributes to many issues. So he is also now certified developer. He's one of the certified developers. Yeah, but he's pretty low profile, so he doesn't like to show up in many activities. Okay, that's the community members I introduced. Asian members, I can introduce to you. So, of course, I hope that we can have more direct connections. But now I'm talking about the one problems in, we say, the community in Asia. One is the age. I know, I can say. I just told you that in Indonesia, the community member is pretty young. Most of the members is now just in 20 maybe not more than 30. Harris is about 40, in middle 40, like we are about the same age. But other, I just introduced Rania or Kuku, they are pretty young, they're not more than 30. And then in Taiwan, we have a few young people. Especially this year, we have a group in Telegram, and the active members in that Telegram group is probably 30 or 40, I think. So that's good, but they are mostly user promoters, not developers. We don't have many developers other than OSSI. We don't have many developers for LibreOffice in Taiwan. And then in Japan, Korea is another story. Because Japan will just show you that they really hold a lot of events, really a lot. But as far as I know, the attendees are mostly the same. At least this year, I didn't see new faces there. And they are mostly in 40s or probably 50. I don't know, but I think that's one of the problems they are facing. In Korea, it's very, very few, probably only 1 or 2 members. But in Japan, I don't see new faces there. So not let alone the young people. So in this year in LibreAsia, we also talk about this, where to host LibreAsia conference. This year in Indonesia. Next year, I will hold it in Taiwan. I will hold the LibreOffice Asia in Taiwan. And we will have, now my plan is that we will have a dedicated day for government issues. This day, because I will ask our MODA, our Ministry of Digital Affairs, to send official documents to invite local government or other government units to attend this event. So it probably will be big at that day. But for those users, for those employees in government, we cannot ask them to show up in weekends, you know. So probably that day in Friday, and then the next weekend, the next 2 days in weekend, we have community day. That's now my plans for that. So next year in Taiwan. But what about the year after next year? What about in 2025? Where to host? Right now, we have only 3 countries to go: Japan, Indonesia, Taiwan. And for other countries like Philippines, almost no members. In Malaysia, almost no members. So this is one of the problems we are facing. So we're also talking about, I know it's probably not very big chance, but any chance we have LATM and Asian together? I don't know. But probably we can discuss about that. Yeah. Other than in Europe, I think probably we can have something like that, but actually that's something we can discuss. You know, we hope to have some direct connections. Yeah, that's what I talking about. Okay, so further discussion is welcome. Okay, so this is the Asian community I've introduced to you, and I hope that we really can have stronger connection together. Okay, so any questions? Yeah.
It's not a question, it's more than a note about the previous, what happened in the last months around our conference and our contact. After the Asian conference, Harris probably I was in the other room, and yeah, probably you say something about him.
Yeah.
Harris sent me a really nice information about a growing free software community in Timor-Leste. And
Okay.
Timor is
More in east of Indonesia, right?
yeah,
Yes, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And Timor-Leste is a special place for Brazilians because they speak Portuguese
Yeah.
and they are fair from us. They are in Asia. So it was really nice because I started to talk with the guy from Timor, and they have a lot of nice projects there, and with these projects, probably we will make a really nice connection between our communities.
Yeah.
And probably both communities will improve the reality of technology in a growing country as Timor-Leste. So for us, this news was really nice and important. And from the Brazilian community, we would like to invite you and all the Asian community to support the project in Timor-Leste.
Sure.
This is a medium-term objective. It's not for the next weeks or months, but it's a work for years.
Yes.
And but I'm sure we can do a lot of things together, because you are you have a strong community, as we also have a strong community, and you show to the Indonesian and all the Asian community there in Surakarta. So it's it. Let's work together.
Okay, sure. And also, I just told you that in Indonesia, the community is very active. Just the day before yesterday, I remember Harris also sent a message to me that they have already some discussion about starting the translation of the LibreOffice guide. Yeah, and they have already found some local sponsors. Because the community members in Indonesia, actually, most of them are pretty poor. As far as I know, some of the members, even they are farmers. They're doing doing the farmer things in the morning and they're doing the community things at night. And most of them are pretty poor. So they are also trying to find some sponsors in Indonesia to feed them. So that day he sent a message to me and asking us if they translate the guide, can they put the logos of the sponsors in the books? So I asked Olivia, and we both agreed that it's no problem with that, because they need that. That's the way they work, and they need that work for them. So I just want to say that actually for each different country, we need different things. That's really so. So sometimes considering the contribution or something like that, we need to consider the conditions. But yes, they are very active, and I believe they can start with many things. So this year for Libre Conference in Asia, I also help them to coordinate between him, Narnia, and Uncle Idaro, Yeah, so yes, we can work together for good thing, I believe. Yeah. So, but I also need to say that you can see that most of the active community members in Asia, including Japan, Taiwan, or Indonesia, or Korea, they are really more promoters, translators, something like that, more than developers, than program developers, software developers. So that's so we, and actually that's something that we we can do, and we should, how to say, that's the, okay, that's what they are, how we are. Yeah, so yes, I agree that we can work together to make many things happen. Yes.
So, Franklin, what's the situation in other Asian countries? Because as far as I know, there are communities in India, Nepal.
India, okay.
But are they also invited to the conferences? And, well, in other countries that you haven't mentioned,
yeah.
What's the current situation there?
Okay, I'm not sure what you're asking, but India is really another story. Okay, I have some experience with India community, but not in LibreOffice, but in KDE. India is, what I can say is that India is a very independent community. Most of them, as far as I know, what I see in KDE is that there are really many young students in India. They will go for Google Summer of Code. So they can contribute many to the server itself. But after that, they go to United States to work and lost contact. I think that's how they are. That's how, I'm not saying that it's good or bad, just how they are. Right? And also, so actually I haven't heard much from LibreOffice India community. I haven't heard much from that. But I suppose, I don't know. I even don't know who to contact with. Yeah, but I can only say that I know India, but India community is pretty independent. They have their own ways to run, and their strong ability is, of course, to develop, to help the server develop. So I think that's very good. That's very good. But I'm not sure if what you see in that after the Google Summer of Code, most of the students probably just lost contact. As far as that's what I see in KDE. Yeah. So that's my observations. Yeah. Of course, if they have some good community activities and would like to, we can work together. Of course, that's very good. Yeah.
And yeah, what about other countries like Vietnam, Thailand?
Oh, Vietnam. There used to be one TDF member in Vietnam, but he also, I'm not saying lost contact, but he just, as far as I know, he just dropped TDF membership because probably he's busy with his company or something like that. So, so far, I don't know anyone in Vietnam community. I know just only him, but I know that he already dropped the TDF membership very long time ago. So actually, I tried to contact with him in Facebook, but he just didn't reply to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Vietnam, and I have no idea about Philippines, right? So that's why I say, so far the countries I can count. The country I can count is Japan, Indonesia, Taiwan, probably Korea. But also very few members in Korea. Again, I should say that right now, currently, I'm not counting members in China. Okay, and also, I'm not going to consider to hold event in China currently. Probably several years later, I don't know, probably, but right now, I'm not considering that. One of the reasons is that actually I know some young open source software community members in China, and we used to have some activity conference like in Chongqing or in Beijing. Okay, like actually Harris and I meet in Beijing. Our first meet is in Beijing. So that several years ago, we have pretty good activities there. But they have really a lot of limitations when they want to hold an activity, especially now. I don't know what you really watch from internet or somehow how is. I don't know if you really know what China is like now. Okay, as far as I know, the information I got is that those young members in China, they are trying to get out of China. They are trying to migrate to Singapore or to Australia. Those members I know, they are trying to get out of China. Okay, so I can say that, of course, I'm not excluding them. I know there are some active members from China now in LibreOffice for now. I know that. But so far, I'm not considering to hold that in China. I can only say that. Yeah.
Okay. And regarding China, recently I read that they have created their own open operating system.
Oh, yes.
It's called Open Kilin.
Kilin?
Yeah, well, they used to have Kilin. Kailin or Kilin, I don't know.
Oh, you mean like Ubuntu Kilin?
Yeah, but now they have this, it's called Open Kilin.
Yeah. They will generate their own version of the software, yes. So
do you know if they use LibreOffice, like at government level?
That's an interesting question because for the government level, they are against the United States. But actually, everyone uses proprietary version of Microsoft Office. That's the truth. So it's very difficult to promote that in China. Yes, that's yeah. For the government level, they have their own solutions. They develop, like I just told you, Ubuntu Kilin. They don't want Microsoft Windows, but actually everyone uses that, especially proprietary versions. Yeah, that's the truth. So I know there are active members, LibreOffice members there, but I don't think the chance to promote that in Chinese government is probably even fewer than Korean, I think. Yeah. So, any other questions? Then, gracias. Thank you.